Welcome back students to our next topic of English paper 1, the clauses and also the sentences simple, complex and compound. At first we can deal with these clauses. A clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a predicate. A verb contains in a predicate part. There are two types of clauses. First one is the main clause. Two types of clauses, or the clauses can be divided into two, main clause and subordinate clause. And the first one is the main clause or independent clause. And this clause is that clause which expresses a complete meaning. It alone can stand as a sentence. See the examples. I saw a man who was crying. See, there are two finite verbs in this. First one is saw and the second one was crying. Then two clauses are there. The first part, I saw a man. See, the sentence is complete there. The meaning is complete. And it is the independent clause or the main clause. And it depends, and the second part is the subordinate clause, and it depends who was crying. That part depends on the first part, I saw a man, to complete its meaning. Then a subordinate clause or dependent clause is that clause which cannot express a complete meaning. It alone cannot stand as a sentence because it depends on the other clause, means independent clause, to give a complete meaning. It serves a subordinate role in the sentence. See, do you understand the difference between the main clause and subordinate clause? Main clause is an independent clause. It can stand by its own. The meaning is complete. And the subordinate clause depends on the main clause to complete its meaning. In the first part, I saw a man. It is complete. And it is the main clause. And the second part, who was crying, is the subordinate clause. Look at the second sentence. The professor asked many questions but no one could answer. The professor asked many questions is the main clause, and but no one could answer is the subordinate clause. See, the finite verbs are asked and could answer. The first part, the professor asked many questions. Meaning is complete. It can stand by its own. But the second part, but no one could answer. If we say but no one could answer only, there is no complete meaning. The meaning is not complete there. So this clause depends on the other clause to complete its meaning. And it is the subordinate clause. Come to the third sentence. I met a friend who helped me a lot. Met is one finite verb and helped is another finite verb. The first part, I met a friend. See, the meaning is complete. Then it is the main clause, and the second part, I met a friend who had helped me a lot. A finite verb is there, then it is a clause, and it depends on the first part to complete its meaning. And I met a friend is the main clause, and who had helped me a lot is the subordinate clause. They contacted the customer who had not paid the bill. Which are the two finite verbs there? contacted, and had not paid. That is the second finite verb. See, they contacted the customer. Meaning is complete. Then it is the main clause. The second part, who had not paid the bill. If we say who had not paid the bill alone here, there's no meaning. It has to depend on the first part of the sentence to complete its meaning. And who had not paid the bill is the subordinate clause. See the next sentence. He does not like the people who smoke. He does not like the people. See, which are the two finite verbs? Does not like and smoke. He does not like the people. The meaning is complete. Then the clause, then it is a clause. And who smoke? Is the meaning complete? No, it is not. The meaning is not complete. It depends on the other clause to complete its meaning. We met a man who could speak many languages. We met a man. The meaning is complete. It is a main clause. Who could speak many languages? It depends. That clause, who could speak many languages, that part of the sentence depends on the other clause to complete its meaning. Then we met a man is the main clause. Who could speak many languages is the subordinate clause. She loves her husband, who never tells a lie. She loves her husband is the main clause. Who never tells the lie is the subordinate clause. And this subordinate clause or dependent clauses have further three types. It means that it can again be, this dependent clause or subordinate clauses can be divided into three types. They are noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. Here is a chart which shows the differences between dependent clause and independent clause. Dependent clause means subordinate clause. Independent clause means main clause. See the difference? Dependent clause is a group of words that contain a subject and a predicate but doesn't express a complete idea. Independent clause is a group of words that contain a subject and a predicate and expresses a complete idea. Second one, dependent clause does not convey a complete thought. Independent clause conveys a complete thought. Dependent clauses contain subordinating conjunctions. Independent clauses can be combined together with coordinating conjunctions. Dependent clauses cannot be found in every sentences. Independent clauses can be found in every sentences. Of all the three types of subordinate clauses, the first one is a noun clause. A noun clause is a dependent or subordinate clause that plays the role of a noun. What is a noun? A noun is the name of a person, place, animal, thing, bird, or the state of being. And here the noun clause does the function of a noun. Like any noun, a noun clause can be a subject, an object, or a complement. Complement means that which complete. See the examples of the noun clause. A noun clause can be a subject of a verb. What Billy did shocked his friends. What shocked his friends? What Billy did. We have to ask what to the verb to find the noun clause. In the second sentence, a noun clause can be the object of a verb. In the second sentence, noun clause acts as the object of the verb. In all cases, you have to ask what to the verb. And the answer, if it is in a clause, it is noun clause. Billy's friends didn't know what? That he couldn't swim. A noun clause, third one, a noun clause can be a subject complement. Billy's mistake was that he refused to take lessons. If see the part that he refused to take the lessons, that clause complete the meaning of the sentence. Meaning of the sentence, and that is a subject complement. Complement means that which complete. Billy's mistake was, what was Billy's mistake? That he refused to take lessons. Next function of a noun clause is that it can be an object of a preposition. Mary is not responsible for what Billy did. Mary is not responsible for what? What Billy did. A noun clause can be an adjective complement. See, here it is that one thing we have to note is that a noun cannot be an adjective complement, but a noun clause can be an adjective complement. Everybody is sad that Billy drowned. What is sad about everybody? That Billy drowned. Everybody is sad that Billy drowned. See? And then a noun clause means that which plays, the clause that plays the role of a noun, and in which are the ways that a noun clause functions. It can be the subject, an object, or a complement. A complement means that which complete the meaning of the sentence. Next is an adjective clause. Adjective clauses is a multi-word that contains a subject and a verb that tells more information about a noun in a sentence. Multi-word here refers to as a group of words. Clause is a group of words that contains a finite verb and subject. Adjective clauses depend on the other clause in a sentence to express a complete thought, and that is why they are referred to as dependent clauses. All the adjective clauses begin with a relative pronoun. Some of the most used relative pronouns include who, whose, which, whoever, whomever, that, and where. Relative pronouns mark the beginning of an adjective clause in a sentence. Here the most important thing is to spot a relative pronoun because adjective clauses follow them. See, then you have to study these relative pronouns. They function as actual subjects and at times the object in the adjective clauses. See the examples. People who are true patriots love their country unconditionally. If we say that people love their country unconditionally, the meaning is complete. Then here we are describing the people. What kind of people? Who are true patriots. And that is the adjective clause. Second one, I can recall the time when there were no mobile phones. Here, I can recall the time. The sentence is complete there, the meaning is complete, and the adjective and the word time is described there. The noun time is described there with a clause when there were no mobile phones, and it is the adjective clause. Jason has a relative whose daughter pursues a career in nursing. Jason has a relative. Enough. The meaning is complete. And that relative is a relative. It is a noun there. And that noun is described using a clause. And it is, which is a clause used there? Whose daughter pursues a career in nursing. And it is the adjective clause. Dancing, which many people love, is tiresome. And here, dancing is tiresome. Enough. The meaning is complete. But what is described here? Dancing. Dancing is described in a clause which many people love. And it is the adjective clause. The reason why David skips mathematics lessons is that he doesn't love the subject. See, the reason why David skips mathematics lessons is that he doesn't love the subject. There, the reason is explained. And the next type of subordinate clause is an adverb clause. An adverb clause is a subordinate clause that modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. It begins with a subordinating conjunction. Look at the subordinating conjunctions. It tells how, when, where, why, or to what extent. See, these are the words. We have to ask these words to the verb to find the adverb clause. And it tells how, when, where, why, or to what extent. You have to ask these words to the verbs to find the adverb clause. Some of the subordinating conjunctions are when, whenever, before, after, till, since, as soon as, while, as, where, wherever, because, since, so that, such that, in order that, if, unless, provided that, in case, though, although, even if, even though, as, so as, than, as if, as though. Now, come to the examples of adverb clause. If Sam calls, please tell him that I will be late. See, there the subordinating conjunction if is there. If Sam calls, please tell him that I will be late. See the second part of the sentence. Please tell him that I will be late. And the meaning is complete there. And the first part of the sentence, if Sam calls, the meaning is not complete there. And it is an adverb clause. See, when can I tell him that I will be late? If Sam calls. Then we ask when to the verb. When can I tell him that he is late? If Sam calls. Then if Sam calls is the adverb clause. We played in the garden until the sunset. We played in the garden. The meaning is complete there. And when we played in the garden, when or to what extent? Until the sun set. It is the adverb clause. Though she was busy, Alice helped the young boy. See, Alice helped the young boy. The meaning is complete. Then John went home after he finished his lunch. See the sentence. When did John go home? After he finished his lunch. John went home is the main clause. After he finished his lunch is the subordinate clause. This is all about the clauses, and now we come to the three types of sentences. Sentences, simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. A simple sentence has only the most elemental building blocks of a sentence, that is, a subject and a verb used in a complete thought, also called an independent clause. See, it means that a simple sentence contains a subject and a finite verb. See the first example. Christina drank her morning coffee. See, here Christina is the subject and drank is the verb. If we say the sentence Christina drank, enough, the sentence is complete. And then also it is a simple sentence. In short, a simple sentence contains a subject and a finite verb, and it has to stand by its own. Say, Christina showered and dressed. Here, Christina is a subject. Showered and dressed together can be considered as one verb. Showered is one verb, dressed is another verb. Though it is a continuous action, we can consider it as a single verb, and it is known as the compound verbs, and we can take it as one. And then also it is, next is a compound sentence. A compound sentences marry two independent clauses together with a conjunction. Marry here means join together. Compound sentence join together two independent clauses together with a conjunction. And it means that for a compound sentence there are two coordinate clauses, two or more coordinate clauses. Coordinate clauses means clauses of same importance. Look at the sentence. Christina drank her morning coffee and then she showered and dressed. Here, Christina drank her morning coffee. The meaning is complete. And then she showered and dressed. The meaning is complete there. The clauses are of equal importance. They can stand by its own, and it is the compound. It is a compound sentence. Next is a complex sentence. A complex sentence uses an independent clause combined with one or more dependent clauses. A dependent clause is similar to an independent clause, but it can't stand on its own as a complete sentence. Complex sentences use conjunctions to tie them together too. In short, it means that a complex sentence contains a main clause and one or more subordinate clauses. Means the dependent clauses. For example, because she woke up late when her alarm malfunctioned, Christina missed her morning train. See, Christina missed her morning train. That is the main clause. And this is the dependent clause because she woke up late when her alarm malfunctioned. And that is the dependent clause. Then it is a complex sentence. Children, in the next episode, we can continue with more examples of simple, complex and compound sentence. Now we are going to stop here.